What's up YouTube, Josiah Martin here, and today marks a very special day. For one, it's my birthday, and two, today is the day where I started vlogging 1 year ago. So without further ado, let's jump into my 5 tips to help you make better vlogs. Alright, tip number 1 guys, you guys have to have a good story. And there's 3 parts to having a good story: expectation, deception, and then revelation. As you're telling your story, you're setting up something for the audience that gives them an expectation, an anticipation that something's going to happen. But this expectation is wrong and the audience is deceived. Then later on in the story, you can provide a revelation. This leaves the audience like, wow, I did not see that coming. But think about it, all good mystery books and high-rated movies get the audience having an expectation and anticipating a certain outcome, but then they're wrong, and at the end of the movie there's this huge plot twist they just didn't see coming. The audience stays on their seat longer when they're not sure what's about to happen. Now for vlogs, you don't really need to set up a big elaborate story every time because it's just a day in the life of you, the vlogger. But whenever you can add some suspense or have some uncertainty in your video that then leads to resolution, you'll have more people watching to the very end of your videos. And now on to tip number 2, drone shots. Using a drone to tell your story can give you a huge advantage. It shows the audience a different perspective, and it adds quality and value to your video by having more cinematic footage. And let's face it, drones are just plain cool. But people aren't watching your videos to watch drone shots. They're there to learn something or to be entertained. A drone is appropriately used when it supports the plot, not steals the show. Keep drone montages short and try not to use any footage longer than 4 seconds. You're losing your audience at that point. And speaking of how long your clips are, let's move on to point number 3. Use time to your advantage. When your story needs to show that time has passed, you can either narrate that information in your vlog, or you can throw in a time lapse of clouds or people moving or of the activity that you're doing. But throwing in time lapses just because they're cool is not going to cut it. You're telling a story. Keep your audience engaged. If people want to watch cool time lapses, chances are they're not coming to your channel to watch them. So sometimes your story needs
time to be sped up,
and sometimes it needs to be slowed down. Using slow motion offers a unique experience to the viewer of things they just can't see in real life. For example, the human brain can never see the wing of a hummingbird without the use of slow motion on a camera. Using this creative technique can show your audience something different. It can also be used to make a scene more dramatic or more serious. Just don't use slow motion for your whole video. And now my 4th tip that I've learned over this last year of vlogging: find your niche in your vlogs. What makes your videos unique and different? A cool quote I heard the other day is, different is better than being better. Someone with all the fancy equipment that is telling the same old story is going to be outperformed by someone who has a distinctive story to bring their audience. If you're pursuing being a vlogger, you're going to get lost in the thousands of other vloggers out there. So you've got to narrow down your focus to reach more people. If you love to surf, be that surfer vlogger. If you love the outdoors, bring your audience on your adventure with you. For me, I'm trying to capitalize on Alaska's beauty and share all of my Alaskan adventures with my audience. And now my 5th tip is to have motion and create depth. Stationary shots get really boring really fast. Add a different angle for your viewers. Throw a camera over here and a camera over here and switch in between those so your audience isn't getting bored. Whenever I can for my B-roll, I always try and add motion or have some movement with my camera. For example, if someone was walking by in this room, I would take the camera and pan out from the flowers to create this depth and movement in my shot. Or when I'm out hiking, I'm always trying to pan in or out from behind trees or tall grass. Having this movement really can keep the attention of your audience. But whenever you're able to create depth in your shot, you're giving a 3-dimensional perspective even though your viewer is watching on a 2-dimensional screen. And for those of you guys that are still watching this video all the way to the end, I've got a bonus tip for you guys. Know when to write a script and when to be spontaneous. Some people are naturally better at talking in front of the camera and keeping their train of thought. And some people, kind of like me, can't think past the next word or the next sentence. So in some instances, it is good to think ahead of time of what you're going to say to the camera. But also don't forget to keep that camera rolling for those spontaneous moments. These moments can really provide an opportunity for your audience to see more of your personality. And the more you can show off your personality, the more authentic you are to your audience. But remember, just because the camera is rolling a lot does not mean you need to include all that footage in your final video. Ask yourself, does this add or benefit the story I'm trying to tell? And if it doesn't, and it's just excessive footage or video of you rambling on about some point, then do you and your audience a favor and cut it out. Speaking of rambling, I better quit myself. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I've really enjoyed over the last year making all these videos for you guys. And just recently, I finally hit that 500 subscriber mark. So thank you to each and every one of you guys out there supporting my channel and the content I create. Make sure you let me know down in the comments below what your favorite tip was. Or if there was a tip that has helped you create better vlogs, make sure you type that out below. I'd like to know what it was. If you found this video to be helpful, you can help me out by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more great tips and Alaskan adventures. We'll see you guys in the next one.